Okay, right, well I'm here with Pete from Miniwarzone and we're going to have another game of Congo. And today we're playing a scenario called Hostage Exchange around the Mbali. And the Mbali is a sort of sacred rock, a meeting place, which is this thing in the middle of the table here. And what the scenario involves is that around the rock there's an area of sacred ground where two groups from opposing tribes have met to exchange hostages. So this is the African Kingdoms column here, and that's Pete's playing that, and there's the hostage that they've met to exchange, and this is my Forest Tribes column here, and they have a hostage in return. And the scenario is that the hostage exchange goes wrong and the players have to get the hostages off the table, preferably both of them, off the opposite sides of the short edges of the table. So Pete's going to have to go this way and I'm going to have to move this way, and dotted around the table we've got all our other groups. So they're mine, for instance. Pete's got some in here. Those belong to Pete as well. I've got a few pygmies hiding in the undergrowth there. Those are Pete's scouts. Mine are in here. I've got some archers with my witch doctor there. They're mainly my groups. Another little three-figure pygmy group there. That's Pete's group there of warriors with the war drum. So they're dotted around, none of them within 8 inches of an enemy group, and the whole thing is 7 turns long, and there's confusion reigning as well, which means instead of selecting our combat cards, we actually have to pick them randomly, so there's less control over what's going on than there would be in a normal game. So we'll start going in a moment, and then I'll probably film again at the end of the first turn and let you know what's happened so far. Okay, very eventful first turn. A lot happened. My hostage escaped from Pete's clutches, and she's now joined my own group there. There she is there, which means that the truce is now broken, so all hell has broken loose. There was an exchange of fire over here from the muskets, and Pete nearly wiped out my entire group. I've only got 2 figures left there. I didn't succeed in doing anything. And worst of all, from my point of view, is that I had a witch doctor on the table and he died immediately trying to cast a sorcery spell, Enrage the Gods, and he's off the table. So I've lost my sorcery right at the beginning of the game, and there's been a lot of terror tokens inflicted on people, various these have all got stress tokens from having failed their terror tests. So the game's on now. I've got to try and get both these hostages off of that edge there before turn 7. Right, another eventful turn. I'm still trying to make my escape with the 2 hostages there, so the group's moved a bit further that way. Peter he managed to get the opportunity to try and get his hostage away to escape, but she failed. I'm losing lots of figures, all left, right and centre from Pete's good dice rolling. And that's about it really, isn't it? Oh, I did manage to get, yeah, my pygmies. I've got 2 poison arrows strikes on the fanatical warriors, so 2 automatic kills there. That was quite good. And it's all beginning to kind of congregate around this area here now. Right, it's now the end of turn 3, and the hostages have changed hands several times in that turn, but they're now in the hands of Peter's group there, both of them. But his group is rapidly being diminished, as was mine. I had my warriors that were holding them that were completely wiped out by firing from this group of Ascaris here. So they've changed hands quite a lot of times, and there's also a lot of casualties from shooting in this game. So I've had one group of 3 pygmies completely wiped out now over there. These pygmies are still doing quite a good job, but only another 4 turns now to try and get the hostages off the table. So we'll see how it's going, but it's been very bloody in terms of casualties from missile fire this game. Okay, well the hostages are now there, changing hands at a rate of knots. At one point they were in possession of these young warriors here, but at the end of turn 4 Peter's ended up with them in his possession. And once again lots of casualties from shooting. My pygmies are being whittled down. That's about it really, isn't it? A lot of meleeing to exchange the hostages. Not much else happening in that turn. Right, so this is the end of turn 5 now, and I'm currently in possession of the hostages, and I'm trying to do a sneak move around all of Pete's remaining figures now to get them off the table, but I'm going to have to pull something out of the hat to get them off the edge. I might still manage it. There's turn 6 to go, and the game ends in turn 7, but whether it ends at the beginning or the end of the turn is just a matter of luck. So, and lots of casualties from shooting, really decimated. I've only got 3 groups left on the table, and I think Pete's only got 4 left. Okay, light's failing a bit now. I had to put my light bulb on, but you can see my group is in control of both the hostages and right on the table edge at the end of turn 6. So the turn could end immediately in turn 7, or it could go on. If it goes on, hopefully I can get off the table. Both Peter and I have only got 3 groups left on the table. We've shot one another to pieces with bows and arrows and spears, and that's more or less how the game has gone. But we'll have to score up the various victory points to see who's actually won the game at the end of the game. Right, so the game ended immediately at the beginning of turn 7, so I never got the hostages off the table, and we've just calculated the victory points, and we had 6 victory points each. So it's actually a draw, even though Peter says I had the moral victory.
Yeah, you got it.
But nearly there, but not quite. So I thought that was a better scenario than the Congo scenario. It was full of incident, wasn't it? So played quite well.
Yeah, it's quite tense.
Yeah. Right. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. Bye for now.